Shalom Rav, yes, we're here.
Okay, very good. Okay. There are some parents that they don't love their kids, and I'm saying, they don't love their kids. I know that you're going to look at me weird a little bit.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. There's a lot of static. I don't know if everyone else hears it, but I'm having a hard time making out what you're saying.
I'm not getting static.
What?
I'm not getting static.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not getting static either.
Maybe it's on your end. Maybe it's
Yeah.
on your end.
Sorry, maybe it's on my end. Now I don't hear it anymore. I was hearing it before. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Now, sometimes something that is not important, the parents will take it to extent that they cannot even have something deep that they don't know even, but they dislike their own child. Outside, they show that everything is fine, they can play with the child and so on. But something inside is not working properly. I want to bring 3 examples and from the experience that we have, and speaking to my colleagues, they told me the same thing, so we all are on the same page. Example, a lady gave birth. And parents are very dominant. The son-in-law is a little bit softy. He has a name that he wants to call the child, but the in-laws, they're very precise and they want to call the child a different name. What the grandfather said, I want this name, this baby to call on this name. What happened? The father feels that he had to bend because he didn't want to confront his father-in-law. And he is very angry. And if this anger will not go away, will not fade away by time, so it will go against the child. Every time that they're going to call the child in this name, the father in the subconscious, deeply inside, he has some resentment. That's not the name that I wanted. And if I will confront the father and I tell him, why are you acting different to this child than any other child of yours, he said, and I think that's the problem, he will tell me, Papito, how can it be? No. But we know that it's underneath. You have no patience for this child. And sometimes even he is putting this child in the end of the list.
Excuse me, Rabbi, it is a little more difficult to hear you tonight. The other woman was correct.
The static keeps coming back. It's like something's moving there as well.
Okay, how is it now?
Yes, there we go.
Much better, Ralph, much better.
Okay, good. I know what is the problem. Okay, good. So,
You took it off, Rabbi?
yes,
That's the best way.
okay. So now, the problem is that the parents, he cannot accept that he was forced to give this name. And somehow, somewhere, we don't know why, he blames the child, which is, it's not the child's fault. It was between you and your father-in-law. What do you want from the child, miskin? And we see it causing such a damage to the child. He feels that his parents, at least the father, he is dealing with him, interact with him in a different way. And it's not his fault. And he is not able to figure out what's the problem over here. What am I doing that they don't like me? Do you know how many times I saw grandparents that they have a very cold relationship with the child, that they wanted to name a certain name and his parents decided no. They're resenting this child. As crazy as it sounds, as weird as it sounds, right? You have to know that something like this is existing. Maybe it's not happening by you, and I hope not, but it's existing.
Rob, excuse me. I have to say that it happened with children of Holocaust survivors, because many people don't know this, but you know, the children look like the parents of the people who died or siblings. And there was a lot of pain and resentment because they survived, and we were constantly reminders of their past. And
I'm
it's the
coming to
same.
it. Yeah. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. Now, when the child sees that his grandparents are not interacting with him like the other ones, so the child feels that something is wrong with him. I'm at fault. And he's losing his self-confidence. He says something is wrong with me. And he's developing guilt feelings. What's the problem with me? Why my grandparents don't like me? So if the grandparents had integrity, sincerity, and some trust, they would have done everything to uproot this terrible thing and to give the child what he deserves, because they are the problem, not the child is the problem. Is he at fault when he was 3 days old? 3 days old. Okay, his parents and the grandparents, they fought. This is his problem. Why does he have to suffer because of this? I met one with the mother and she admitted to me. She says, I have a problem with my daughter. I said, what's the problem? So she said, I had a tough time with my mother-in-law. She passed away. And then I got pregnant and I brought this girl, and my husband wanted to call this girl on the name of his mother that I had all the time confrontations. And every time I have to call her this name, everything is coming back to me. And she told me, she says, I think I hate my child. I said, you're sick. באמת. This is a sickness. What did the poor child did, Miskena? What do you want from her? Now, there is also, there are parents that they love a child, they show it also extra. Why? If the child look like her side of the family, she likes it very much. He look like us, or she look like us. And if she's not like us, she went to the side of the husband, then she has some resentments. I know that many people don't talk about it. You know, it's something like I'm getting into the kishkes now, but what has to be said has to be said. What is the child's fault that Hashem sent them to this world with a character that very much, right, like her side of the family or his side of the family? What if the child made a sin? What do you want from the child? And that's love? This is that we cannot accept the child the way he is. That's what we're talking about. And it's so foolish. It reminds me my husband's side. But you married this man. And did somebody ask the child how he feels? Did somebody once ask the child how he feels that because he looks like them or he acts like them, so he has to be, pushed aside? But it's something unheard of. It coming to extent. Once I heard in my office, when I pinpoint this one, because from the conversation between the couple, Right away, I caught that there is a problem. And by the way, I was asking them, if you're going to a wedding of a family, are you taking this child with you? She said, no. I'm going to leave this child with a babysitter. And they're going to find any excuse that we're going to punish you. You're not going to come. And mamash, they're destroying the child.
It sounds like the story of Cinderella.
Unfortunately, it's the truth. Unfortunately, I have to say it. I don't want to talk about, I think I want to skip it because I have to build another lecture. But sometimes Hashem sends you a child that is not a regular child. Maybe something in the look. Maybe something that a child that is a little bit slow. If it's physical or is not developing emotionally. A child that have a learning disability. A child is not able to speak right because he's not able to talk. He is stuttering heavily. And the parents are not ready for all that. They don't know even how to chew it, how to digest it. And now, many times, it brings frictions between the couple, not to talk about the expenses that they have to lay out, because to take care of these kids, it's costly. And you have to have so much strength, inner strength, to deal with that. Now, many parents don't love this child. In a way, they have resentment to the child. They say, you destroyed our life. And they have resentment toward Hashem also. They say, why did you send us such a child? But this, I really don't want to get into it. But one thing I have to tell you. We're going to talk about it in a different evening. But I will not leave you like that. We know that sometimes a factory can make boo-boos and they have A quality, B quality, and C quality. Sometimes you cook and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not that good. Yeah? But by Hashem, there is no such a thing. When it's coming to the creatures of Hashem, there is no A quality, no B quality, no C quality. The creation have no defects. because Hashem had a special assembly line for this kind of kids. When there is GM is only, they have only one kind of, one model? Huh?
No,
What do you
different
say?
types. No, many different types. And they upgrade all the time.
So if it's not a Jeep, is a defect.
No, just a different type of car.
Very good. So every child, including what we call a defect, is a special assembly line from the same manufacturer, all right? And for the purpose is complete.
Has a different mission.
Yes. But we don't understand this, okay? We are limited, okay? So we call it all kind of names. This child is a Tselem Elokim. Hashem sent him over here. So when Hashem sent something, it's perfect. We don't see it like that. So the problem is not by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We are the problem. So we are the problem.
Sorry, Rav, can I ask a question? So, for example, like Para Aduma has a mum. Couldn't you make the same argument that Hashem created them all equal, like to differentiate between good and?
You're making a salad now because there is something else. It's a purity, how to do it. Pure. This is not the same thing.
Okay, thank you.
A person, a child that have ADHD, sometimes I see the parents, soon enough, they're going to collapse. Or if you have ADD. And we think it is abnormal, according to us. And right away they put a label that this child is not a regular child. Who said it? Who said it? Why can't we say it's a sophisticated child? Right? And you need a special engineer to take care of this car. Regular car, everybody can fix. But if there is a car with all kind of computers and everything else, not everybody knows how to deal with that.
Special edition, Rav?
Ah,
Limited edition, special edition?
special edition. By the way, ask them, you know, if you're buying watches that they sell every day, like Rolex, so 10,000, 5,000, big deal. But sometimes they're smart. They're making one watch, only 100 of them. Zero. You cannot find anymore, only 100.
Limited edition?
Limited edition. The prices will jump. Wow. When I was in the Air Force, okay? So imagine you have a plane, a Skyhawk, okay? And now you have F-35. Do you think the one who knows how to work on the Skyhawk, he has any clue what's going on with the F-35?
No.
Special books, sophisticated. So why don't we say the F-35 is defect?
That would be insane. They have different missions and how they fly their plane.
Good. Good. So now, if this gonna be the attitude, so we're not gonna treat this child, why did you come to the world? To destroy the family? And that's what happens. We've seen it many times. When the couple don't know how to digest this, they're starting to fight day and night. So, the notes taker, please take notes. This is very important. We summarizing what we learned until now, and then we're gonna move to the next one, which is gonna be feelings. This was, we have to expect that, to accept the child the way he is. And to learn how to go along with that, to deal with him, not to hurt him, not to put him down, not to threatening him. Accepting the way, because Hashem sent him for a mission with a certain character, and we have to, the parents, the responsible on this, they have to know what is the character, and to know that between the behavior and the character there is a big difference. And the proof is, a child can be very good in the yeshiva and very bad at the house. If your character is bad, so it's bad all over. If your personality is not good, so it's not good everywhere. If you can act, if you can behave nicely in the shul, in the school, and not at home, meaning something is triggering this behavior, because this is not the personality of the child.
Can I ask a question?
We spoke about it. So let's summarize what we said until now. When a child feels, and the child feels, trust me, they feel, wow, that we're loving him. He is a different child, but if he feels that we don't love him, there is a big chance for our ability to be able to give him a proper chinuch. Because he feels it's not coming from a good place. It's not, the chinuch is not coming from love. So now what's going to be the outcome? Boy. Spiritually and emotionally and mentally, the outcome can be very, very not pleasant. We as parents, we must, and I repeat it again, must to give him the feeling that we loving the child and we accepting him the way he is. If he's loud, if he's loud, if he's quiet, he's quiet. We accepting it. And how is what's the proof that we accepting him? You don't going to criticize his personality. What we are very good at. You remember when I told you, if the child spills something and said, why can't you eat like a normal person? Do you know what the child feels? If you spill, you're not normal, meaning I am not normal. The parents attacking his personality, his character. Don't talk about what he cannot change in his behavior. And we're not going to demand from him to act like the neighbor's child. No. And of course, we're not going to say, Chaval, you're not like your cousin. Meaning the child feels, my parents feel sorry that they brought me to the world. That's all you need. When the criticism will be good, when you concentrating about the behavior and not about the personality. You spill something on the table, can you please clean it? Clean this mess, that's all. Don't say, why can't you act like a person? Why you have to eat like an animal? Why do we need these expressions? A child don't sit properly next by the table, right? And so he might come and say, why are you acting like an animal? Can you sit down? Did you hear it once?
Yes.
Anybody home?
Yes, Rav. I even hear it from my kids at school. As a teacher, they say, Mommy tells me so-and-so, or Mommy's always angry at me. And you even hear them talking to each other. And they're so small, they're 3-4-year-olds. And I'm just shocked how they know, and they don't listen to their parents, and their parents complain, and they listen to the teacher. And so, I mean, they listen, and it's just the approach. If you believe in them and you love them, and you just, what Rav is saying, it makes such a difference.
Rav, can I ask a question?
Yes, Tamara.
Going back to the whole a child behaving well in school and then at home, I have a question in terms of that. How do we differentiate if the child at home is misbehaving, or if the child at home is not misbehaving, but rather is more loose and is more comfortable and therefore is not behaving the way he does at school, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
How do I know if it's a problem coming from the house or if it's just the child's personality to let loose in the house?
Okay. Let me ask you a question, Tamara.
Yeah.
Imagine you're working in the office, right?
Right.
So if you a man, you're going with a suit, you dress okay, you have to speak in certain ways. But what happens when you're coming home?
You
Are
get
you still,
comfortable.
are you still with your suit?
Not necessarily. I mean, some people,
I
yes.
takes it off, the shoes are
Yeah.
flying all over the place. And then the show is over. I came home. It's my home. I want to feel like home. Why can't we understand the child? He wants to come home also, Ribono Shel Olam. I'm coming home.
And I
to
get
mommy.
that. I get it. I get
He's
it.
not coming to concentration camp.
But I understand that. And I sympathize with that. And I feel the same way. But at what point do you educate the child that if, let's say, you're comfortable and you're loose or whatever, you're having a good time, but if mommy's asking you something and you're, let's say, not listening or ignoring or taking your sweet time, like it's not okay. Meaning it almost becomes like, oh, I'm loose. Like I'm just
So
doing
I'll tell
whatever I
you what
want.
I will do. I'll tell you what I will do. Okay? And that's what I did. I let the child do, loose, throwing shoes here, there, blah, blah. Keep quiet. Why? He came home. Then when we're sitting, talking, I told him, I'm so happy to see you that you're happy to come home. You feel comfortable at home. We're very happy with this. But, I think that you have to put your stuff in the place, because somebody have to clean after you. And you want Ima to do it. Kids have a special place in the heart for Ima. We all have to know that. They always be on mommy's side no matter what. That's Ima. So you didn't jump on the child, you didn't scream at him, why the shoe is here? Why don't you put your stuff back in place? He says, let's surprise mommy. Let's surprise mommy. Come. Let's put everything in place so mommy will be happy. And tomorrow, when you're coming from yeshiva, you do it automatically, and then you can jump up and down, do whatever you want.
So what if the child, you're speaking to them in this calm way and they're so like energetic all over the place, playing with their siblings, and the response is like almost not to let you finish speaking, like, okay, I'm gonna do it soon, and like continue running around. That's what I encounter oftentimes. Like they see each other and they get excited, the kids, and they
Good.
play, adorable, but it's almost like everything else is out the window.
Okay, let them take some. Again, don't forget the kids have so much energy, they don't know where to take it out.
Right. I get it. Again, I really get it. I'm just wondering, like, should I be a little bit more hands off?
Jewish home is a balagan. That's good.
Oh, we welcome the balagan. I think it's just a matter of like when the one or two things that you kind of get their attention for and you can't get their attention for is when it becomes a drop of a struggle. But I don't know. I guess maybe I should just be a little bit even more hands off.
Hands off. Let them feel I'm coming home. I want to go home. We all want to come home, right?
Exactly. I have some students, unfortunately, who share with me that they don't want to, or they're not happy at home. And it breaks my heart. And I always tell myself, like, just to like be aware of my own self, like my kids should feel that way, because there are kids that feel that they're not happy at home. It's very, very, very sad.
Could you imagine a child that going home, he doesn't know what to expect?
That's for sure. It's very sad.
Miskenim, I feel so bad for the kids, you know. So bad.
Rav, what do you mean they don't know what to expect? Like structure-wise or just freedom or what?
No, what? The house is very moody. And there is tense.
Oh, okay. I hear what the Rav is saying now.
And the miskenim, they don't know even what to expect now.
It's like an emotional roller coaster. You never know what could happen.
Yeah, they cannot live like that.
They need
This kid will
stability.
lose his mind. Could you imagine a child is not happy to go home?
No. That's all they want. They want to go home. They want to be home with mommy and see them, of course.
Sometimes even older men married with kids, they don't want to go home. They find excuses to say, you know, I have a customer, I have this, I have that, just not to come home. He says, it's not home. It's hell. If we really love our kids, we have to understand them. We have to understand them. Okay.
Rav,
So now,
can I ask a quick question?
yeah,
Sorry, Rav. If it's not you that makes the comment, let's say it's the grandparents or old school making the comment. If you build your kids at home and you give them the confidence in them, is what the in-laws or anybody else going to be able to affect or shake that child's stability?
no,
Even if they hear you're, why don't you be a man? Why don't you behave like a girl? Whatever, these comments.
no.
So we have to keep building them.
We have to keep building them. You always can say, you know, this was the mentality then, okay? From the place that they came, that's what they used to, okay? Here, it's different. So don't judge them, you know, not favorably. That's what they know. But
We
we,
tell it to the kids. We tell it to the kids, you mean?
yeah,
Okay, thank you very much, Rav.
Ralph, can I ask you a question?
yeah.
I have a son who, for some reason, I don't know, he's just gives me a hard time out of all my kids. He's almost 10 years old and he has asthma, and I feel like if I don't remind him to do his medicine, like I feel like I'm a robot already. Like I have to, every day I have to tell him, did you take your medicine? Did you take your medicine? Like he won't do it on his own. How do I deal with this situation?
If he will not take it, it's then what will happen?
He can have an asthma attack, especially he was sick recently. So I feel like he doesn't, I mean, I understand he's so young and he doesn't understand the value of his health yet, but it's like he feels that as a mother, I'm a punisher. Like I'm always punishing him. He tells
No.
me, you never let me eat the foods that I want to eat. You never let me do this. You never let me do that. But it's not up to me. It's bad for his health. It's going to destroy him, God forbid. And he doesn't, like, I understand he's a kid. He doesn't understand that.
Okay,
He
so
feels like,
you have,
no. He's like, I hate my life. I'm like this and I'm like that. I always have to be tortured.
so I'll tell you what. Unfortunately, the communication between you and the child is no good.
Right.
You have to take this child and tell him. We have health issues and we don't want you, chas v'shalom, that something should happen to you. We want to give you whatever you want, but when the Torah don't permit us, because then if something happened to you, we did it to you.
Right, we tell him that, and he just pins it on Hashem. He says, why does Hashem hate me? Why did he make me allergic to these foods? Why I cannot eat this, whatever other people are eating?
Don't fall for that. You have to tell him, you know, Hashem has a plan for you. This
I
food is not good for you.
I said to him, you're special, and Hashem wants to become a big tzaddik, and these certain foods might be healthy for us, but for your body, it might hurt your body.
Yes.
But he doesn't accept that from me.
Okay.
He just feels like I feel like he's a young teenager already at his age. Like he feels like the world is bombarding at him. Like he always has to take medicine. You know, he cannot live a normal life like other kids. You know, he has to be on a special diet.
So
And
you
he
have to reward them. You have to reward them in another way. Okay. You're such a good boy. You know how to control yourself. Buy him a gift. Do something, you know, so he'll feel good.
like what are good gifts to buy kids? Like I feel like today kids, they just want video games. They always want to play on field games, and this is what they're interested in.
Okay.
Like what's a good gift for a 10-year-old boy?
That's already quite a different issue. What to allow the child and what not to allow. Okay, that's needs a completely a different class,
Mhm.
which is not going to be easy.
So So let's say if we're communicating with a child and the child still feels not enough, it feels like I feel like whatever I'm saying to him still it doesn't help the situation. Like even if I'm trying to explain to him that.
So the doctor should explain him, the rabbi should explain him, when he'll hear it from all sides, so he will know that we want to protect you, not to torture you.
Mhm. Thank you, Rob.
And don't forget, he is still a child.
Right. Maybe it's my approach is wrong. I don't know. Maybe.
Could very well be. But don't forget, we as grown-up, we don't like when we cannot have what we want.
Right.
Yes?
I'm to rebel.
And how about a child? That's normal. It's okay. So we have to see it and repeat again and again, again.
But I feel like he has so much aggressiveness built up inside him, so much emotions that he fights with his siblings a lot because of that. You know, he gets physical, he hits, he curses, you know, and he's a very smart kid in school. He's straight A student. He's very good.
But after all, he's a child and he has desires which he cannot fulfill, and he sees other ones having fun, right?
Right.
So
just deal with it. Just let him express his emotions and just keep quiet.
let him express it, and you say, I know, I feel bad. I also feel bad for you. That we have to limit you. We don't like to do it. We want you to be, to have like anybody else. But we have to protect you. It's
So
not good for your health.
So validation.
Yep.
Thank you, Rob.
So as a parent, you cannot show over affection and love more to the other kids than you have. All have to be equal.
What if the little ones like getting hugs and kisses and whatever, and the older one doesn't care for that? Does that look like you're giving the little ones more attention if they will take a hug or a kiss and the older one won't?
The older one, he don't like it or what?
whatever, like an older boy type of thing, like where he'll give you one hug or a kiss, but he's not going to sit there and be mushy.
Okay,
Whereas the little,
because it's going up already.
no, and it makes sense, but does
It
it
makes
seem
sense.
like if you're kind of affectionate, you could say with the little one who is going to give you a hug or a kiss or whatever, does it look like you're loving them more or not necessarily?
Not necessarily, no. They need it more. They need it. So
I'm sorry, Rob. Who needs it more? The younger children need more of that mushy type of lovey-dovey,
Yeah.
or the?
the younger one.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so now we have to accept the child the way he is, with the character that Hashem sent them to this world, with the personality that he has. The behavior we can fix. This we can work with, and this is what the chinuch is, to work on the behavior. But don't try to break the personality. You're not going to be able to succeed. And if you think that you did it, the child will be devastated. He will not make it in life. He is not going to make it.
Gudav, can you give us an example of how to not to break the personality, but to reteach the behavior?
There is a child, okay, that he is fiery. This is his character. He's fast. He does everything fast. And sometimes to your taste is too fast. What do you think? If you tell him slow down, he will?
No.
He will not. But if because of the fast something happened, let's say he broke something, he says, can you pick up the broken pieces, please? But what we doing? How many times I told you not to run? What are you, a horse? Why you so fast? Why are you calling him horse? He was born fast.
So I'm sorry, I'm not understanding. So you telling
next
him?
time you tell him, be careful not to break.
Oh, I see. Okay. And as he's running, you keep on telling him that?
No.
Or you just wait for a result?
Wait for the results. Trust me, the mental health of your child is worth much more than a vase or a plate or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
You see, all my kids, when they got their license, okay, every one of them made sure to have an accident. Every one of them.
You mean like driving license?
My daughters, they call me up on the phone, crying, Abba, what happened? I just hit a car. I said, are you okay? Are you okay? I said, okay. Baruch Hashem. He said, but the car was damaged. I said, don't worry. It's only a metal. Who cares about you?
My
You're
father
more
said the
important than
exact
everything else.
thing. Yeah. Are you okay? That's right.
Don't worry, don't worry. Come home, come home. She came home, she said, I said, come here. You see, I told her it's only a metal. No, worry, we'll fix it. I know some parents, I'm not going to give you my car anymore. I told you you're too young and you're not careful. How did it happen? You were on the phone? Boo, 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 boo. Investigation now. Why? Aren't we going to do it?
Yeah, but you're worried for your child.
So we're adding more to that guilt, Rav, how they feel, and we're making it worse.
1 second. She said, I'm worried. What can you do? So every time she goes, you go with her and sit next to her, next to the wheel. That's what you want?
But Kwadam, can I just ask you like a different example real quick? Let's say
Yeah.
like my son, he has difficulty studying for school. And so at a certain time I was telling him, so long as you study, so long as you put the effort, I'm happy with whatever grade you get. And
Good.
at some point he stopped trying.
Why?
And so, because he doesn't like to do it. And I told him it's okay to get whatever grade. So he I don't know. So he tries to come up with any excuse for it. So now I told them, if you get 90 or above, I'll give not just you chocolates, I give all your siblings chocolates. And so one time it happened. And then just recently he had a test and he studied just 1 day for it. Like he did not do well. And he comes home, he's kind of upset about it. I told him, well, so, it's okay to get sometimes bad grades, but, you need to put in the effort. Is that okay? Because I know you told us not to force too much
Yeah.
on the grade. Okay,
You see,
perfect.
kids, you have to bribe them.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to bribe them. I can say, if you're going to do this, I give you $50. $50, I'm telling you, Habibi.
You could get any adult, Rav.
That's true.
Rob, what if they get to it and every time you ask them to do something, they'll be like, I'll only do it if you give me this or if you give me that.
I will decide what to do. I say, this is not good already. You see, something is wrong.
So what am I doing wrong if I bribe my
This
child?
already, you taught him how to manipulate you.
What does that mean? We gave him too much?
I don't know what you did. I'm not in your house to see what's going on. But from what you're telling me, I can see that this child knows very well how to manipulate.
So I can get a little nicer with your rules. What? Nicer with your rules.
So what to do in this situation then?
Don't do it.
Yeah, that's what I tell him. I tell him, okay, you don't want to do it, don't do it.
Don't
Like
do it.
dinner. I love it when the kids, they act like they're eating for us. Like the food that they're eating gonna go to my belly. I tell them, you don't want to eat? Okay, don't eat. It's not going into my belly. It's you eating.
That's
No, but
the easiest part.
he
Food
tells me
is
I'm
the
only
easiest
gonna
part.
He told me I'm only gonna eat it if you're gonna give me this or if you're gonna give me that.
Do me a favor. Don't eat.
I told him, okay, stay hungry.
No, I tell you what I'm going to say. Oh, you want to eat? Okay, I have somebody else to give it. Thank you very much. Don't eat. He thinks he'll get you, right?
Right.
So that, thank you for not eating. I have whom to give it to.
No, I just tell them, okay, more for me.
Rob, can I ask a question? What if your child has a characteristic of being impatient?
Being what?
Impatient, and you notice that that's affecting their ability to connect with other children, and you want to help them understand, like, you have to be patient. How would, you don't want to attack their character, but at the same time, they don't understand why they can't connect with other children.
He is impatient.
I have my eldest daughter, she likes to do everything very efficiently, very quickly, and she gets frustrated when people, and she's, Baruch Hashem, she's very good at everything. So she gets frustrated when people are slower than her, don't do things as quickly, take longer to process things. She wants things to be done quickly.
So you have to sit with her. You have a job to do. Tell her in Hashem's world, there is no copies. Everybody is different. And if you think that everybody will be like you, you're mistaken. And you have to respect it. You have to teach her from now already, that not everybody is the same. Because she will develop something that is not so good. If somebody is not like her, is worthless. So you have a job to do. We all have a job to do. I promise you, nobody in this class is unemployed. You're all employed full-time, sometimes even overtime. Yes? Hashem don't pay unemployment.
Rav, I'm sorry, can I ask another question? Just
Go
off
ahead.
top, my 15-year-old daughter wants to know, is it Tsunua for her to wear short fake nails that are like light color, they're nude color?
Nude color,
Yeah,
it's fine.
for a 15-year-old girl, it's Tsunua?
Yeah,
It's not a chatzitza when she washes her hands?
no.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
Very good. You see, we're not that tough.
Rav, is it possible that sometimes we could be maybe too tough, like when they come home and you have an agenda, meaning they have 2 hours before they have to go to bed, and the Rav said, give them time to play. But there are kids that don't care. They'll play all night. They don't care if they fail. They don't care if they have to do homework during recess.
Up. Stop right there. That's not what I said.
No. I know Rav didn't. I'm saying the kids themselves, they don't, and I feel that pressure, like they have homework to do. I want them to be able to eat.
No, hello.
Okay, Rav, I'm listening.
You setting up the rules. You have 2 hours. What do you want to do first? Play? Okay. You play first, half an hour, and the game is over. Deal or not deal? And if they said yes, okay. After half an hour, you're becoming deaf. You don't hear anything. Then your time is up. 5 moments. Your time is up. Half an hour is over. Let's go to the next thing.
But I feel like I have, because the pressure for time, even in the mornings, like, how do you juggle that? How do you do it without losing your patience? Not screaming.
You structure everything.
You do, but I feel like you're repeating yourself. Like, come on, let's go, the bus is here. Come on, let's go. I feel like a broken telephone.
Okay, good. Of course, they're not in the army, right?
100%.
You have to repeat again. Okay.
So it's normal and it's okay to just say it's.
You have to structure.
So everything has to be structured with time and everything.
always.
And if they don't follow through, then you ignore them?
What?
If they don't, no, Rob, but we have a job to do, Rob said. I'm working on it. If they don't follow through, then does that mean that we ignore them at that point because they're not
That
keeping
means
over?
7:30 you're going to sleep, or is it 7 o'clock? You ate, or if you didn't eat, I don't care. If you finish your homework or not, I do not care. You're going to sleep, Habibi.
Okay.
But I'm hungry. I want to eat. Tomorrow,
Yes, tomorrow.
you sing a song. The sun will come out
Tomorrow.
tomorrow. That's all. You're gonna do it 1 time, 2 times. These kids will say, no nonsense business over here. We'll better follow the rules. Why in school they follow the rules?
They know they mean business.
Of course, we mean business.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to accept the child the way he is. This is the personality that he came with. That's what we're gonna accept. You love him because he came from the assembly line of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The behavior, yes, we can work on it. Don't forget, they're still kids. They don't know how to control themselves that well. Sometimes we cannot control ourselves. How old we are?
Older than that.
So
30.
if we having difficulty to control ourselves, what do you want from a child? 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. So be patient. Be patient. Everything has to be structured. Everything done with love. You teach them how to have consequence for every action that they do. You know, I had a parents that they told their child, we're not going to force you to do homework. But you have to know there is a consequence. And you know what was the consequence? He had to stay again the same class for the next year.
Oh my gosh, wow.
And the parents went along with it. They said, we told you, we told you. You have to learn that in life, whatever you do, there is a consequence, and that's the consequence. You think he will not do homework now?
He'll run.
He will run to do homework because he sees what's going on. And if you know how to work with the principal, and the principal will call him and say, if you're going to continue like that, we are afraid when you're going to be 18, you're going to still be in the 6th grade. You're not going to go to 7th grade unless you're performing. So everything is in your hands. You throw the ball at the child. We want to do everything for them. Don't do it. Okay? Our time is up. You have to talk to your husband yet. I hope so. So I'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Bezrat Hashem. Thank you, Rav.
And then at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Okay?
Thank you.
By the way, yesterday we had such a shiur in the yeshiva. Whoever didn't come, you lost it. Yes, Tamara?
Very, very deep.
Ah,
It was unbelievable, Rav.
Well, I don't know. My wife told me a little bit about it. I'm still
amazing.
shocked.
It was very, very deep. Very good.
Baruch Hashem.
Yes, very.
So hopefully by next week I'll see everybody back. Okay. One thing I'll tell you, this opportunity is coming, I think, once in a lifetime. To learn this way. It's more than a seminary level. That's much I can tell you. So don't miss it. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you, Rav. Have a
See you
good
very much,
tomorrow.
Rabbi.
Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow. Good to see you all.
Thank you.
And I'll see you
Thank you.
tomorrow again. Thank you very much for
Hashem.
coming.
Thank you for your time, Rav.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Rabbi.
Bye.